Okay, so the first thing I do is run the parts in the tumbler for about 8 hours just to get him, cleaned up a little bit. Now, the thing about a tumbler is try to keep track of what you put in, because it's always a pain to find stuff in here. So I even threw some of these bigger pieces in because I knew it would clean them up really nice without destroying the galvanized finish. And they look pretty good. I like to use this little magnet tool. That helps me not have to root around in there with my bare hands. Oh, there's some plastic pieces. Like I said, once I clean these off a little bit, I will go through, sort out what I got, and find out what's missing, because there's always a ton of stuff left. So let me put the camera down, I'll dig all this out, and show you what I got. Okay, so after I pull them out of the tumbler, I like to rinse them off in some either mineral spirits, acetone, lacquer thinner, or something like that. This happens to be mineral spirits. It doesn't work as good as the other two, but it's a little easier on the body. So, and like the washing machine and socks, you always tend to find one or two things that didn't come out the first time. So I had to go back and fish around for that last nut. Now, I did take a picture of everything I had before I put it in, just so I make sure that I get everything back out. This is everything, so feeling fine about that. I think I'm going to start, I run the tumbler on an 8-hour timer. I think I'm just going to leave it on overnight from now on. It could have gotten a lot better than this. I'm not sure why, but this didn't come out as clean as I would like. So now I'm just gonna actually take these over to the bead blaster real quick, blast them, clean them right up, and I'll take you to the next step. So these bigger parts, I'm just gonna submerge in some OSFO here, and you can see we got some reaction going on here. So that's rust. So every little bit of that reaction is coming from the rust. And I just lightly hit them with the glass bead just to take any loose surface material off. I didn't go into a stupid high detail cleaning on them, but I want to get them good enough so that when they go in the OSFO, it's working deep into any existing rust. So I'm going to let these sit here for about an hour, then I'll take them out and rinse them and move them on to the next step. Okay, so again, I'm just cleaning them up. Hit them with a sandblast. I put them on a cable tie just so that I can handle them fumbling around with those crazy gloves. Then I'll just throw them in the OSFO for a little bit, get any additional rust off them. Just separate them a little bit on the chain so they don't all stack up, although the OSFO does a good job of getting right in there. And you can see the bubbles? That's the reaction underway. And any place there was still a little bit of micro rust in there, well, it gets hit with the OSFO and does whatever. So I'm going to leave these in here for a little longer. Just let this soak and move on to some other parts I've got here to finish up. For small screws like this, I like to throw them on a little block of wood just so that I'm not bumbling around in the blast cabinet with those gigantic gloves trying to get a hold of these little fellas. So now I'm just going to take these and one at a time throw them in the OSFO. And you can see there's still rust. So good. Or maybe that's just the galvanized coming off. Who knows? We'll see when we pull them out. These two were not galvanized. We'll throw them up here to see if they act any different. Yep, they do. they're not reacting nearly as radically as those. So I'm probably stripping all the galvanized right off right now, but hey, you know, it is what it is. Okay, a couple more parts here. These little fellas, and I'm gonna try to get those cleaned up. And all I do is take and drill a hole like a 32nd less than 1/4 inch, and then these will thread right in nice. And these two I'm going to have to handle because there's no way to get them. All right, I hit these. Okay, so after the parts have had some time in the OSFO, I'm going to take them and rinse them and quickly blow dry them off. Pull them out, you know, one piece at a time, rinse it, blow dry it. And to rinse it, I'm just going to start with rinsing it in some water, just to neutralize the old OSFO a little bit. And you can see they're black. Anywhere is black was, you know, some level of rust. Then I'll just take and blow dry these off and hang them up for a minute. Okay, let me put the camera down. Okay, well, I'm soaking some parts here. So these small fasteners and small metal bits, I am going to actually do in black oxide. Now, I've never done this, so bear with me. It's, I've got to do a 9-to-1 mixture of distilled water and this Caswell Mega Black concentrate. So the idea is that you soak this stuff. It says 2 to 3 minutes. I've heard people say it doesn't matter. Once it gets saturated, it's saturated. It could be 15 minutes, could be an hour. Doesn't matter. So what I'm going to do, however, is I'm going to soak these parts in the concentrate, save it. This stuff lasts a very long time. And then I am going to, after the fact, rinse that off and put it in a penetrating oil, also by Caswell. So what it does is it oxidizes, it puts a black oxide coating on the surface of all the steel. I don't know how well it's going to work on some of these Galvy parts. I've never done this, so you're learning with me. So I'm going to try that. We'll see what happens. Again, like these little bits here, I'm not sure exactly how well that's going to work, but we'll figure it out. The bolts and nuts and everything came out super clean, so I think I'm confident that's going to work fine. These we may end up just painting them, but who knows? We'll try it. What's the worst that'll happen, right? I don't think it'll dissolve it. So let me mix this up and I'll show you what I'm into. Again, I'm just going to use it's 9-to-1. You got to mix it, so I'll go up to the second 5. That'll be 9, 1 part Caswell with mixed with distilled water. So yeah, I just dropped those in like 2 seconds ago, and you can already see, I don't know how well you can see with the camera. Let me turn a light on, see if that helps. But those parts in there are turning black really fast. So we'll give it a go. I'm just going to let that sit for about 10 or 15 minutes, and I'll fish the stuff out with a magnet, and we'll go from there. See what it looks like. Okay, so those parts have been sitting in the old pickle jar with the Mega Black for 20 minutes. So now we're going to see what they look like. Can't see in the jar anymore, so who knows? Oh, wow. That's crazy. So that definitely darkened them right up. Okay, so the next step is just kind of rinse them off in some more distilled water. Just give them a quick rinse. And then drop them in a jar with penetrating oil, which is exactly that, just penetrating oil. These didn't come out too bad either. I mean, even the only place that's a little iffy is where they still had paint on them. But that's my bad. Yeah, we'll just flip those right in there, see what we get. See if I can put the camera down for a second. Okay, those are all sealed back up. We'll let those soak for a while, and I'll bring you back to see what we get. Okay, got the first rear window regulator in. This stuff is coming out really nice. Like I said, I'm just doing a really light sandblast to get the rust off, then and hit them with the OSFO. And it looks pretty good for 55-year-old parts, right? So I can't complain. I think this is going to work well. So I'm going to keep going on those. I've changed my tumbler over to white vinegar instead of degreaser. The degreaser was just kind of getting all really greasy is the only way to describe it. And I think it really wasn't allowing the aggregate to work well. So I think this will be better. We'll see. We'll see. All right, I'm getting ready to pull these parts out. This is the... Okay, I'm getting ready to pull the first batch of parts out of the penetrating oil. And I will set them here so we can inspect them. Okay. So, that's not the magnet. That is. Okay, so yeah, I've got some more screws and fasteners in the tumbler right now. I think I'm going to let them go overnight though. Yeah, these look good. I can't complain about that part at all. I'm going to dry them off and we'll see what we have. Okay, that's the last one. Let me dry them off. We'll see what we got. Okay, so I got these pieces kind of ready to go here. After consulting with Mr. Fireman this morning, we kind of settled on this. It's a Rust-Oleum cold galvanizing compound. It's made for literally recoating and repairing galvanized parts, which these all are. So I'm going to try this. I have dried them off, blown them off, I flushed them with water after the OSFO, and I think they're ready to go. So we'll give it a go and see what happens. Cover's pretty good. Also goes on thick. I don't think you want to put it on thick enough to gum up any parts, but all right. close enough. I'll come back out and check these a little later for a second coat. I'm not going to do that regulator just yet. I'm going to wait until the other one's ready so I can do them both at the same time. Wow, dries fast. Crazy fast. Huh, okay. You can see it's already flashing over. That's impressive. Okay. I'll check these for a second coat shortly. See what we got. Okay, these are still drying. They're a little blotchy still. This stuff dries wicked fast. Hopefully it holds up. I don't know, we'll see. Once it's thoroughly set up in a couple days, I'll try to scratch it, see what we got. But, you know, I'll give you an update, but it looks good. I think this zinc galvanized, cold galvanized material, it should work good as long as it sticks. So, pretty happy with it. That's a good batch of parts for the first day. So, next weekend I'll start working on the front vent windows, and they got some door channels and those gutter covers. So yeah, that's about it. I think I'm going to wrap it up here. Have a good week.